Hey, it's Chuck here. Welcome back. It's the Halloween episode of Milton Daily Homes, and I was thinking I should put on my Halloween costume. I'm an old school rapper, and it's pretty wild. But actually, I didn't even think about it before the video, so we'll have to leave that till next year. And if you want to come meet me at Starbucks in the next week or so, there are some time slots available. You can just click over there, and if you want to know how much things are going to cost, what to do first. A lot of people say, do I buy or sell first? Maybe you're a first-time buyer. Maybe you're somebody who really isn't aware of the whole process. What's it going to cost me is definitely a big thing, though. The time and money tends to be the most important thing for most people. And so anyway, so if you want to do that, it's just over there. I think we have 13 listings today. The first one up is 1479 Maple, number 310. It's at 234, and it's a very nice layout. It is only a one-bedroom. It's got nice hardwood floors, nice colors. A little bit high compared to what we've seen the one-bedroom sell for lately, but I also think that it's a good-looking unit. So we'll see what happens with this one. The maintenance fees are pretty affordable. 620 Ferguson, number 104. It's a three-story home. It's at 3085, and the thing is, there's an extra $50 per month charge on this one for garbage removal and snow removal, which the Manabees don't have. So I really look at this one and say, how does it compare against some of the Manabee homes for 318 or so? And so when you go inside, it's got a decent layout. I do find that overall there's better value for a little bit more money, for like 325 or something like that. You can get a little bit larger Manabee house without those condo fees, and I find it's just working a little bit more in their favor. There was a big listing that came out yesterday for like 350 something in this complex, and I said how much of a challenge it would be, especially when you start seeing homes like that are only a couple hundred square feet less for 40,000 less. Evans Terrace, fantastic listing, 1735 square foot semi-detached home at less than 400,000 is an absolute treasure. I mean, you look at what typically lists around the 400 mark, maybe a 1,500 square foot semi, sometimes even 1,500 square foot end unit townhomes go for that. You're getting a lot more with something like this. You've got a patterned concrete front step, and then you get inside and you've got that's the front living room, upgraded flooring, and then you have the dining room just off of there. You can see the couch there. You get past there, and then you get into the back where you've got a kitchen, open concept with the family room. There's a little breakfast bar at the kitchen. There's some stainless steel appliances, and you've got a master with an ensuite, and you've got two other bedrooms upstairs, plus upstairs laundry, which is a great thing. And you've got a bigger backyard than what we find with most of these homes. And I think it's incredible value at $397,500. Now the next one up is Kavanaugh at $399,000, and imagine that. Actually, funny, I didn't even think this was after. This is a 1,500 square foot end unit townhouse, just like I talked about. And you're talking about carpet, decent kitchen, nothing special, like nothing you wouldn't see in probably 10 more of these. And you have to put your fence in, you got to put your window coverings in, so there'd be more costs involved with something like this. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me which one is the better value. And so we've got Andrews Trails at $399,000, about 2,200 square feet of finished living area. So you figure some of that would be a mix of basement, maybe 400 square feet. And although the model I think is a little bit less than 18, I don't know if it's that big. You have your kitchen here, and there's an island with two doors on either side. And so a lot of times people have a bit of a tricky time trying to figure out how to lay this one out. I'm sure there's lots of extra storage in the pantry there. It may make the room feel a lot smaller, but it is a pretty decent sized eating space. That there, it looks like a walkout to the yard, but it's actually the space that the cabinets for the kitchen are right there, and you can see the kitchen seats right there. That's the one door, and then the other side is actually the dining room here. And then you get upstairs, there's upgraded flooring upstairs, some wainscoting you can see around the side. I don't find this picture really does a lot for this room, but you can see it's a cute, well done home. No shots of the finished basement here, but $399,000, I mean, for that size, it's certainly better than what we're looking at on the previous one on Kavanaugh, in my opinion. And you just want to make sure on Andrews Trail that I believe that one is backing onto Thompson. So you're going to get that downgrade a little bit for being behind a busy road. Farmstead 419, we've got a set of twins here, and not the same owners, and it doesn't even look like the same last name, but they got to know each other because it's the same agent for both of them. So this one, and then you'll see the red one for sale right after it. It's probably the best floor plan that I've seen these guys make. Costcorp built these. I'm not a big fan of this development as a whole. But the kitchen is at least open concept, and the counters have been upgraded, and you've got hardwood floors. You can have a table here, plus you can have a big family room, and it can be all open. You can watch the kids. But yeah, beyond there, double sinks in the master. If you look at the next one, it's very, very similar here. So 42 and 43. Here's the red one. They do back onto green space. So would you like the white kitchen cupboards, or would you like the dark kitchen cupboards? I mean, it's very, very interesting. Even a lot of the same photo angles, double sinks in the master, and I got to get a shot of those laundry machines. I know these sell for this kind of money. I don't know if I'd be recommending a client pay it, especially because there's the builder has paid the $58 a month fee, similar to the 620 Ferguson. They've paid it up to 2014, but you're still responsible for that. That's still something that runs with the cost of owning something like this. So it's actually like a 429 listing. And you think about what you get at 429, even this one on Giddings is pretty good. 18 something square feet, hardwood floors. I like how they did the extra facing on these cabinets here, because a lot of times it's just a flat face, and I find that adds so much more, because that's the first thing you see when you look at the kitchen. Looks a little dark because of the paint colors, but I think overall it has good sized bedrooms, a good floor plan. Apparently there's no photo for there, and it is fully fenced, so it's got a lot of stuff going for it there. But I look at something like this on Marley Crescent. If you're really going to look at something like Farmstead, this is almost 1,700 square feet detached. 2-car parking in the driveway, which is fantastic, because I've helped a lot of people move strictly based on the switcheroo game, where they're actually switching cars. And a lot of times when someone says to me, I need a double garage, I say, do you need one, or do you prefer one, and you just like to have 2 cars side by side? And about half the people end up saying, well, if I could just park the cars side by side, I could live with that. So anyways, and that can save them some money. You will notice this home here, just as a side note, is that actually there was a fire there. I recently, not like yesterday, but I mean, they're still sort of rebuilding and repairing that one. Unfortunate, but you've got a separate living and dining room. So this is the dining. There's a front living part, and nice neutral colors. There's a nice high slope ceiling in the family room with a fireplace to be a great place to really relax, watch a movie. And then the family room is open concept with the kitchen. You can see the magic green apples here, and a nice neutral kitchen. You have 3 bedrooms upstairs, including the master ensuite with a shower. And just really well put together. It has a good feeling. The carpets are upgraded. They are very sort of soft, and they're easy on the joints. The dormers in the front allow a little bit extra space in the bedrooms that you could put chairs, you could put desks, you can put a lot of different things. And then you've got the backyard here with some interlock, same as the front. And you can see that there's just enough landscaping there to really give it some nice character and purpose. Great front porch there as well. It's a quiet street. Great location on Marley. It's not fronting onto Derry. It's not fronting onto Thompson. It's on a good spot on the street. And that, my friends, is definitely a great looking home. And Philbrook is $479. It's a Pinehurst, 1816 square feet. It's a really nice floor plan. Huge kitchen here. I mean, I look at the one on Clark. They're having problems selling for $20,000, $30,000 less than this. So that would be the challenge with something like this, is if you have the same model that's a competitor that's way less than you, you're really fighting the uphill battle to try and justify why you're worth more than that. But it's got a great breakfast bar. You kind of have to walk through the dining room to get to the family room, and the kitchen's over to the left. That can be a little tricky. You have to be careful with the scale of your furniture, but it's the all brick, and that's the less common one. There's actually a premium paid for the all brick, and or mostly brick. You see the top part there. Anyways, I support that listing. I think they might run into challenges just based on competition. We have Shanks here, which is about 2,900 square feet with an extra 800 square feet in the basement. And usually the basements for this street were done by the builder. It could have been aftermarket, but a lot of times we do see professionally finished basements. We have 3 bathrooms upstairs, which is a good thing as well. There's no photos, so it's hard to tell what's happening here. Thousands in upgrades is kind of a useless statement. There is hardwood throughout the whole house. And beyond there, it looks like you've got extravagant crystal light fixtures. Anyway, so let's see what happens. You can check the link down below, and it's updated in real time when listings add photos. Lancaster's been out for a little while, but they are definitely playing the quality game. It's about a 2,800 square foot house with a finished basement. And so I talked yesterday about the they're probably starting at 600, and then you add the finished basement, and then you add the upgrades, and at 749 I start to look in this and go, man, like this is beautiful. Like they've done head and shoulders above almost anything you see out there. The waffled ceiling in the dining room, and that's right what you see when you walk in the front door. I mean, every piece of this home, I mean, even just the way the fridge fits in here, they've really taken it up to another level. I mean, this is a Mattamy home. This does not look like a Mattamy home. It looks like a custom build. And so there you go. So there's, I was hoping there'd be a virtual tour link so you could check out some of the finished basement shots, but alas, it is not there. So 6th line is 874. It's south of Steele, so be really careful on the zoning. There's a lot of stuff happening south of Steeles, and even you look at escarpment, it's beyond the scope of this episode to get into minute details about what's happening around a house, but call the planning department at the town of Milton. There's a lot of maps and references online. 905-878-7252 is the town number, and then just ask for planning. So this home is basically a bungalow, and you've got a workshop in the back, and I think the workshop is pretty close to about 1,200 square feet, and I'll check that in the description here. Decent looking home, and a couple things that you'd want to know about this one is, so what do we have here? We've got 40 by 32, yeah, so about 1,200 square foot, 2-story separate oil heated workshop, and so you've got things that are heated by propane, so you've got your gas stove and a dryer that are both propane heated. You've got a 25-gallon cistern. So what that means normally is that the well has either just not been working well, it might have been closed down or whatever, so you have a cistern where you get all your water. The advantage of that is you're not always dealing with water quality issues as much as if you're getting water directly from a well. However, it's a finite supply, right? So, I mean, you're on rations basically, and it costs money to bring the water in. Whereas when you're on a well, you're just taking water from the ground. It doesn't cost money, but there's the maintenance, and then also the things like groundwater that you just have to be careful of with the quality of that of the water you're pulling out. If you want to have a look at anything in today's list, just give us a call, and if not, have yourself a really fun Halloween. And definitely, if you're driving tonight, be sure to watch for the kids. Drive really, really slow. Okay, see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.